folks, Martyupnorth. Hope everybody's doing well. It is a nice, crisp, cold day in Alberta. I'm coming at you from my backyard. There isn't a cloud in the sky, so the sounds are carrying extremely well right now. So you might hear a little bit of the highway over there, but hopefully it's not too bad. I had a great season this year when it comes to hiking. I'm holding a piece of paper. I'm an engineer, so I log all my hikes. And since January, I have done 22 different hikes, overnight hikes, not counting day hikes, 22 overnight hikes for a total of 41 nights in the wilderness, 603 kilometers, give or take. And most importantly, I hiked with 10 people that I'd never hiked before, mostly thanks to YouTube and meeting people online and agreeing to, and other social media. So I had a fantastic year. Now, the title of this video is 5 pieces of gear that are new to me in 2020 and that worked out great. And these reviews, these 5 pieces, I'll tell you, they're all bought by me or given to me as a gift by somebody, a friend and a family. So no endorsement here whatsoever. They are all truly tried, tested, and put through their paces as you can, and you'll see most of this gear in the videos that I published all year long. And you folks know, I'm not a gearhead. I don't go and buy a new tent or a new sleeping bag or a new thermarest every week just because. I buy gear when an existing piece breaks or there's a transformation in gear and something really original comes up, or in some cases because there's another necessity. Either I'm going somewhere that requires a different piece of gear or weather conditions or something like that. So you'll see, I'm going to show you 5 pieces of gear that are tried and tested and endorsed by me. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about, the first piece of gear that I was really happy with, I've done lots of reviews on this one and it was a game changer, is my LiteAF Dyneema pack. So why did I buy this pack? I started to transition into lighter weight. I'm older. I need to reduce my weight. I've bought into the whole concept of going lighter. But these and these are simply an evolution in technology. So the Dyneema material allows, and the roll top of a pack like this is different than anything. So this is a big evolution in packs. Now this one is 46 liters. You've seen it weighs about 700 grams, almost 2 pounds. You've seen me pack it up with all the way up to 10 days worth of food, and I've used it on long expeditions. It's been amazing. I think I'm going to buy another one that's going to be a little bit larger, but nothing but praise for this pack. Now, just in quick comparison, I have a family of 6, so we have lots of packs. Here's an example of an old style, this is Mountaintops, a 70-liter pack. If you hold up a 70 and this pack, they look virtually identical, but this thing, because of all the straps and the material that it's made of and the extra lid on top and the beefier padding and everything else, is about twice the weight. So just an example. And then of course, here's my trusted old pack, my Arc'teryx Bora 90. Now the 90 is not being retired. I just used it on a recent trip where I will continue to use this in winter. I used the LiteAF last year in winter, but the problem is winter gear is so bulky that the added volume is important. The other thing about this pack in winter is I have these buckles that I've attached here so I can use it to pull my pulk. I would never be able to do that with the other pack. So, and I've used this on pack rafting adventures where I bring 10 pounds of packing gear. So there's still room in my repertoire for this pack, and but I am sold on Dyneema pack. Now I'm not saying that the LiteAF model is the be-all end-all. It would be narcissistic on my part to say that a piece of gear is the best gear. This one works for me, and I was very happy with this purchase. Carries well, forces you to be efficient in your packing. I don't need to put a cover on it because it is fully rainproof. Did everything I wanted to. So first piece of gear that that I'm really impressed with in 2020 that worked well for me is my LiteAF Curve 46 liter custom pack. That made a big impact this season was this brand new folding saw. And this saw is the Pocketboy by a Japanese company called Silky. And I just want to show you, so this was a birthday present that I got, and the reason I got it is because people were seeing me with this older saw struggling with this one. This one is I think it's called the Banjo or something like that, the Banco, and I got this one earlier. Now if you look at them comparatively, they're virtually identical. This one was just worn right out. The teeth do get worn out. I'll show in this video. I'll put the saws to their paces. This one was worn out, and I couldn't find a replacement blade for it, so I would have had to bought a brand new one. And so somebody went out and got me a saw. Now to me, a saw like this is super important because I do hike in winter where fires are important. They're part of my survival strategy in winter, and this saw is Japanese made, and it just pulls and cuts like butter, and blades are available for it, and it has a holster, which I don't bring along, but it locks in place. It's very safe. I haven't cut myself with it, and it's just been fantastic. And I have 3 saws here. The one I want to show is this is the old, very old style, back in the good old days when I started carrying a saw. This is the Coghlan Sierra. It's cheap plastic. I had to replace the bolt. There's a few things, but it served its purpose. They're all pretty darn good, but this one's just a little bit superior to all of them. In terms of weight, there's no big weight difference. I mean, if you can only afford one and it's the cheapest one, you can get one of these, but if you can afford the 40 or 50 bucks for one of these pocket Silky boys, definitely go for it. And now there's a longer version, and I've seen some guys out there with the longer version, but you've seen in some of my videos, I mean, the typical tree that I'm interested in cutting is about 3.5 to 4 inches dead standing, and this does short work of that. So second piece of gear that was impactful this year is my saw. All right, nothing too scientific. Let's just go through the 3 saws real quick, show you a typical piece of wood here, about 2.5 to 3 inches. Oh, pushing too hard. All right, so this saw's had better days. Let's get the second one, the old one. I'm gonna start a little bit, and actually it's crooked, but that's okay. You can see there's almost no sawdust coming off, and it's binding. And then let's try the Pocketboy by Silky. I keep forgetting the name. So now this thing's sharp. I'm gonna go a little bit away. Huh? Look at that. That's insane. Quick close-up. If you remove this nut, this bolt, you can replace the blade. And the blade actually has 2 positions. This one is flat, and this one has a bit of an angle for when you're cutting overhead. An important reminder
this is a pull saw, so it doesn't cut, well it does, but not much on the push stroke. It does most of its cutting on the pull.
Now, third item, Christmas gift from my daughter, Christmas past a year ago, is a pair of North Face down booties with a pretty good aggressive sole. Now, I brought these on, I never brought these in summer, because in summer I bring Crocs that I use for river crossings and things like that are multi-use. But in winter, a pair of nice warm booties to get out of your cold boots at the end of the day. Hey Dexter, what do you want, buddy? All right, don't knock the tripod down. So I've had different pairs of booties over the years, but the reason I like these ones is fundamentally because of the sole. They're you can walk around camp in the snow. They're well insulated on the bottom and on the top, and they're just a handy item when you are winter camping. So for people that never do winter camping, this might not be an item that's of interest, but for us that do a lot of winter camping, you have to have a nice pair of booties. These are down booties. The third item on my list, or fourth item on my list, also a gift. These are called Bridgedale socks. They're waterproof socks. Now, when my buddy Jeff, Wandering Panda on YouTube, when he gave me these early in the summer, I was skeptic because I'd heard of waterproof socks, and in the past they were always made out of some material and they weren't shaped properly and they were uncomfortable and just weren't worth it. But these socks literally fit like a regular old sock, and so I brought them on a long trip, and I was amazed. And let me show you something. So I can blow this up like a bubble, like a balloon. And if I twist it, the air doesn't blow out. So the sock is it's not a plastic. Doesn't look like a Ziploc, a plastic bag. It is literally a woven synthetic neoprene type material with an interior lining that's made of merino wool. Now these are very expensive. Since then I've seen them on the internet and they're like 50 or 60 bucks. But as long as you're wearing them and you're not crossing water higher than the sock, because if you go higher than the sock, then the water can go in the sock. But if you wear these in your shoes or in your boots and the water stays below the top of the sock, your feet stay dry. And I had these on the Southwest trip where we were crossing a river all day long, and at the end of the day when I took off these socks and I had another pair of socks inside, I was amazed because the socks inside were dry. So the secret to these is keep the inside dry. So when we were in camp, if they got a little damp, all I had to do was turn it inside out and dry it, and there you go. So I went years without these. I managed fine without waterproof socks, but the reason I never bought them is because I doubted their efficiency. And I have to say, this is the only piece of gear this year that I would consider a game changer. So these are Bridgedale waterproof socks.
Here's the sock. Very well made. And comfortable. Not just well made, they actually feel like socks on your feet, not like bags of some sort or something stiff.
Last but not least, it's not a piece of gear, it's a food item. And so on the trail, typically I drink lots of water, 3, 4, 5 liters a day. And it's nice to sometimes flavor the water. So over the years, I tried Gatorade and other things. And then years ago, I discovered these little Crystal Light drink pouches. And they, now this is not the item I want to talk about, but over the years, you've seen me mix more than my fair share of these little crystal lights. Basically, it's just a way to add flavor to your water. But along came this Canadian company several years ago called Biosteel. And Biosteel used to come just in powdered jugs, but then Biosteel in the last couple of years started making pouches similar to this. But the difference is Biosteel prides themselves, this is an electrolyte. This is a replacement. Whereas this is just flavoring with no nutritional value or medical value or athletic value. This does. So this is a blend of electrolytes and natural ingredients that top athletes are using this stuff. I've been using this for years. And so you can buy it online or in sports stores. I mean, this was 12 packs for $9.99. It's not cheap, but if you're gonna bring a flavored crystal on the trail, you might as well bring one that brings you some value. And you've seen many times in my videos in summer and winter where I've made comments that I know I'm dehydrated. You know, the best way to know when you're dehydrated is when you're taking a pee, and you can judge by the color if it's too dark. So so I drink a lot of water, but I supplement my water with these Biosteels. Now they come in all sorts of flavors. They have you know, a dozen different flavors, but I just wanted to mention that. So this is something I've seen others over the last year bringing Biosteel on the trail, and I thought I got to try that. The flavors are fantastic, and you do get a benefit of replenishing some electrolytes. All right, that was quick. I just wanted to put it out. 5 items that are new to me in my 2020 season that had a big impact and made my hiking more enjoyable. So my LiteAF backpack, my my new saw, my booties, my waterproof socks, and the Biosteel. Hope you enjoyed it. Quick video. As always, if you like it, hit the like button, give me a subscription, and by all means provide me some comments and some feedback. That's the best part. And just so you know, I have one more hike in December here coming up, and when I do that hike, that will mean that I will have stayed overnight in the backcountry every month in 2020. In fact, I've stayed overnight in the backcountry every month since August of last year. Cheers, folks. Get off the beaten path.